From Marlin to Ealing, from Brixton to Brown Street.
Yo, look, give me more. 8 bars, 16 or 24. Pull up in the dance, get a reload. Fam with a 16, I wrote a 16 or 24. When I spit this bar in my 30s, when I understand.
I'm joined in the studio right now by Danny Wonders of One Division. He's a creative director and lots more as well. You do photography, you do video directing, you act in your own videos as well. You do loads of stuff. You're all over the place. But you, as I just said that to you, you're like, you've got your phone, you're holding your phone up already. Were you taking a picture of me without permission? Because otherwise you're filming me instead. You're filming me.
Mm-hmm.
So I earlier was having like a little nose on your website.
Yeah.
Because I like to do that and just check people out, find out a little bit more about them. We've kind of known each other digitally for a little while, but now it's in person. It's different.
Yeah.
And I was really interested in your story, I guess, of how like One Division came about. And it's a production company and how it came into existence. And you said in the bio on your website that you were forced into taking a course at university, which you later quit to pursue your current career, and you used your last instalment of your student loan for that year to buy your first ever camera.
Yeah.
And I guess that was like the first step on your path to where you are now.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets?
Absolutely not.
No? Not at all.
I used to have regrets of going to there.
Yeah.
But I guess going to uni is what gave me the clarity of knowing my purpose and what I had to do. I think if I didn't go, I wouldn't have done the things that I needed to do to find out what I needed to do. Because when I was in uni, my friend told me to watch a film called The Secret.
Yeah. It's about the law of attraction.
Exactly. And then as I read that, I was then led to the book called The Alchemist. Mm-hmm. And that book is what taught me my purpose. So I think if I didn't go to uni, I wouldn't have been introduced to that book and that film, which is what helped me to move further.
That's a great way of looking at it, isn't it? That if you wouldn't have kind of had the situation where you met that person who put you onto those things, who then, I guess, ultimately changed your life. Why do you think that people feel so pressured to go to uni when they don't want to? Obviously, people, yourself, you were in that position. Why do you think that is?
I think it's parents. I think it's your actual friends too. Because if my mum and dad told me to go, and then my friends' parents too say the same, it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. Like everybody tunes in, so it's like you feel left out. So like you go. Also, I think it's just not no one is given the insight to know that they don't need to go if they're not doing anything that relates to like trying to be a doctor or an accountant. Because when you get in the real world, you realize that all the stuff that you learn, you can't even use it. Really. Yeah,
for a lot of courses that can definitely be the case. So your parents are part of the reason why you wanted to go to why you felt pressured to go to uni. Yeah. So what happened when you're like, I've quit, I've only been there for a year, I'm coming home? What was their reaction?
I didn't tell them I had quit. No. Because I know that when you tell people things, they would try to stop you with their fears. So what I did was I just dropped out and was just at home. And then my mum was like, why are you at home now? And I was like, just off uni for now, and then soon I was at home for a week, 2 weeks, month, and then I finally said, PS, I've dropped out, it's too late, I've already exceeded the time to have come back, so done.
So you were clever about it. That's what you did. You tricked them into it. And then what did they do? What did you say to them? Did you say, look, I'm going to start a production company, I know what I want to do, this is it? No,
I actually went to do a part-time job, which was in the betting shop. And then I had a goal, so I said, I'm going to save £3,500. And the minute I saved that, I'm going to leave. But my goal to get that was to obviously just to buy a new camera, a laptop, and a stabilizer, right? Yeah. So then the minute I saved £3,500, I got sacked. This exact amount. For some reason, I just got sacked. So I felt like it was, God, you've done what you said you've come to do. Yeah. So now leave, innit? So I got sacked for being on the phone. So I felt like I kind of flashed back my life in the future, and I thought, like, what if I had a wife and kids? Like, what would I have done if I could tell them that I just came home and I lost my job because I was on the phone? So then, on that same day, I had an internship at a production company, and I basically went there and I said to them, I want to be a director here. And then the guy said, you know, your work is decent, but I don't see you being a director because you have a star. And I didn't take it bad, but I kind of felt like, oh, wow, like, so what if I didn't have, like, the belief, like, and I heard that, I could have quit then and there.
Yeah.
But when he told me that one line, it gave me anger. Not anger, but like, I think I needed that line to give me that drive because now I had something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
So then, as I was going home on that day, I was angry. I just got sacked, and I've also just been told I can't be a director because I've got a stutter. So then I had some pictures on my phone that I took of my friend. So I sent him the pictures, and then the minute I sent him the photos, he responded back saying, "Jeez, Mr. Wonder Vision."
Wow.
So then I didn't know about business, nothing, but that name just stood out to me. So I quickly went online, and then I typed in how to register a company, and then I registered the company. So this is, so then from there, I just went full
throttle. Full steam ahead. It's amazing how, you took something negative, or a negative comment that someone made to you, and turned it into a positive, and you used it as your fuel. But Nina, who was just here, was saying that when she was singing at church, someone kind of made a comment about her not being able to sing or not being able to hit a certain note, and it's really massively knocked her confidence in that field, and she loves singing, and that's what she wants to do, and now she gets mad anxiety around it. Words are so powerful though, aren't they? And I think sometimes people make comments not really thinking about what they're saying or how impactful it could be on someone's life. But I guess you being who you are, you took it as fuel, and it kind of pushed you further forward in your journey, but it could have done the opposite, couldn't it?
Most definitely. There's a book, right, called The 4 Agreements.
Yeah,
and it talks about how impeccable your word is.
Yeah.
And it talks about how people go around daily and they cast spells on people. They don't know they're casting spells because what they're saying, like, because the word is impeccable. When you're going around saying, I'm tired, I'm lazy, or you're ugly, you're fat, certain people may not know themselves, and when you say that, that can hurt them if they buy into the belief.
Yeah.
So luckily, fortunately for me, I've always spoken to myself in a positive way, even when others try to talk down on me for how I speak or how I look or whatever it is. I always knew what I was on, so it never affected me in that way.
And you've never let it hold you back either, which is pretty amazing. So you're super talented at what you do, but I guess one of the things, like for me, that really stands out about you is that you do quite a lot of, I would say, like motivational content as well. So you talk about your own experiences, but you also put stuff out there that kind of motivates and inspires other people. What made you decide to start doing that?
If I'm honest, like before I even got into filming or photography, I just used to watch the whole industry, right? And I just felt there was no substance. So I wanted to watch substance, but I had to go to like American platforms and all of that. And then instead of complaining, I was like, what can I do? What do I want to see? So even when it comes to like my music videos and stuff, I put story in it. Like I try to tell a story rather than just go to the car park and just get some like girls and all of that. Yeah, so I just think, obviously, everybody has different reasons to why they do things, but I want like a legacy, and I also want to inspire. I used to be known for as the guy who always has a party, a vibe, but now I'm known as the guy who does inspiring work and stuff, and that came from just me doing what I said I was gonna do, rather than having the idea and not doing it. So I think, there are days where you want to go hard, and I always feel like I'm not doing enough. I always feel like, I don't have enough workout, I got to do more, I got to get a bigger brand. But I guess like, as long as I can do something that can help someone else, then that's what's going to keep me going in it.
Yeah, do you get a lot of feedback from people who read that stuff and say that it's like it helps and it makes a difference to them, and you do?
I get a lot of feedback in the DMs from people here, people abroad, in America, in Europe, in Africa, like, it's worldwide. And I don't really have like a massive following, but it's not about that. For me right now, I'm starting to see that as long as individuals are telling me that their lives have been changed of something that I've said to them or I've done in my work, I feel like that's kind of like I take it as like a sign, like if I continue doing what I do at a larger scale, that can only grow.
You're winning. I think if you're making a difference in other people's lives, you're definitely winning. And you mentioned there about having ideas and then not acting on them. You recently released a short video or short film called Procrastination.
Yes.
It's about procrastination. Starred you. Why do you think that people procrastinate so much on things they want to do?
You know what? Yeah. Even that alone took me 2 years to do it. And but
so the video of procrastination, yes. You had some serious procrastination to get it done.
The name was cursed. No, but I personally think that I think the reason why it took me that long, I think when you tell people what you're gonna do, and then they congratulate you or they say yeah like you can, your brain thinks it's done it. So then you kind of relax and you take a seat back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just keep it quiet and just kind of make that promise with yourself and set like a deadline, I think that's what helps me to get it done. Is because I told myself, yo, this week, Tuesday by 5 p.m, it has to be done. And I kind of gave myself, and also not overthinking. I think procrastination comes from thinking of how you're going to do the whole thing. But it's more like thinking of the little things you can do. So like they're like steps, like, okay, I got to film this, I'm going to film that. Then I'm going to cut the files up. Then I'm going to edit it. You know what I'm saying? Rather than thinking of the whole thing, because then it can get overwhelming, and then you can start to think of that, oh, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I gotta go here and there. So I just think procrastination comes from fear, not really knowing what you want, as in that, like, you're not clear enough on what you want in regards to the result and the time that you want it out, and also overthinking. Yeah.
Overthinking is a killer, isn't it?
No one goes to sleep thinking about the wrongs you done.
Yeah.
So we have to get out our head that, oh my God, like if I put this out, someone's gonna say this, someone's gonna say that. No one cares. Like.
Yeah. Well, my question for today's show has been, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? I just asked you that question before we went to the track. Have you come up with an answer? Because you've really thought about it. You're too much of an overthinker, I think, for this one.
Yeah.
What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
I think because I've got so many ideas in my head, I would make it easier by opening my laptop, go on Facebook, type in Mark Zuckerberg, DM him and say, Mark, can I have 10 billion pounds, please, to fund my whole business and the charities and all my plans.
Good idea. Because to him, that's not a lot of money, is it?
It's not much. It is like...
And he'd be like, yeah, cool, hear it, because you can't fail.
Yeah.
And then you could just go dun and do all the things that you want to do.
And multiply.
So, Mark, if you're listening, get in touch with Danny Wonders right now. He's got some good ideas.
Yes, Mark.
All we have to do is go and look at your Instagram page, and you've travelled to some amazing places. Where that you've travelled to has been the most kind of impactful, had the most impact on you?
Ooh, impact on me. All right, there's two. The first place I would say impacted me was Los Angeles, because the minute I landed there, I felt there was just a different energy. I felt like, yo, I could do anything. Like, that's the place I can't feel. Like, there, the minute I landed, I was like, yo, like, no matter what I've got, the money I got, I feel like everyone there wants to hustle. And I think living in London so long, London has this vibe where they make you feel like if you leave, you're gonna be behind, because it's such a rat race here. But I think when you get out and you see new people and new minds, it makes you feel a certain way. And then the second place I've been that gave me like an impactful life is Ghana, my own hometown. I hadn't been back for 24 years.
Amazing.
And when I got back here, the minute I landed, I was like, oh my God, like, why did I take so long to come back? Like, and just seeing people with less, but they're grinding like they have the most, and they're grinding with a smile, and they don't have what we have, but they're not complaining. So it kind of made me look at life like, oh, I have to cut down on all my complaints because there's people here who have less than me, and they're not even like, there's no AirPods, there's no Air Forces. I mean, there's people who have that, but like, that's not the norm, right? And the thing is, like, they also don't care about that.
Yeah.
So it kind of took me out of the Western world and made me kind of look at things like, wow, like I'm kind of like, maybe I'm overthinking life. Maybe I'm not being as grateful as I should be. And it made me also feel that, oh, like I can live here, like, you know, like life, we can create whatever story we want to, and we can change the like scene of our lives. We don't have to live in the same place. So yeah, I would say traveling has done a lot for me mentally.
When it comes to travelling, why do you think that travelling is so important? Because I think it is, isn't it? Why is it so important?
I think the best thing about it is you're now around people who you don't know. And when you're around people who you don't know, you're less likely to be influenced because your friends ain't there to say, let's do this, let's do that. So you're meeting new people and you're seeing how they think and what they do, and you're hearing new experiences that you probably haven't gone through or you probably can't imagine going through. So then it humbles you, and at the same time it gives you the motivation, like that when you go back, you're gonna go harder, and I think it kind of gives you a head start on people who have been doing the same thing. You know, I think in life we only grow when we make ourselves like uncomfortable or we put ourselves in new spaces, unless the people in the old spaces are trying to grow too. Yeah. But if you're where someone's not trying to grow, no matter how bright your light is, it soon dims, in it.
Yeah, so you need to take yourself into new spaces, and then it kind of just opens your mind, doesn't it, as well, to things that you would never have thought of. People have different ideas, different opinions, different ways of life, and it just, it humbles you, and I think it makes you, or takes your focus off the material world as well sometimes. Maybe not so much in LA, but it might have done a little bit more in Ghana. What are you working on at the moment? Anything exciting, anything you can tell us about?
I'm working, you see, I'm the kind of guy, I'm working on...
You're working about 20 things
I'm working on like 20 things, so sometimes it takes long to be coming out, but even though I'm putting out a lot of things, I'm working on a lot more things. I mean, I can talk about it, but then I don't want to, because... Like,
if you talk about it, you're not going to do it, are you?
Yeah, because I feel like I've spoken about it, and it's like, I don't see the accomplishment in talking about what I'm going to do, because I've not done it yet. I want to do it. Then if it's done, I can talk about it, but it's not done yet. So, but what I will say is, I'm definitely focused. I'm trying to focus more, and I'm also just learning a lot about myself in general and how to deal with people and not to react to like every argument or just learning myself in the process too, not just the actual business side, but me. Yeah.
Well, it is your business, so I guess it becomes you as well, doesn't it? So it's really important that you have those two things. Right, now, if people are listening and they've heard you talking, they want to see some of your work, perhaps they want to see the procrastination video, which is, if you can, go and have a look at it, and it's really good. It's done to a bit of spoken word. It's very impactful. I think they should do it. Where can they see all of your stuff?
If you want to check me out, just go on Instagram and type in Danny Wonders. That's DannyWonders. The same goes for the Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to check out the company, is WandaVision Films on Instagram. And the website is wandavisionfilms.co.uk.
And if they missed the start of this interview, they can go there and check out the story of how WandaVision Films came about, I guess, and a bit more about your story as well. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been a wonderful chat, inspiring, motivational, everything that I hoped it would be, and we now know a little bit more about you, which is pretty good. So thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me down. I feel special now.